Hello everyone, I am Flo of All Nigerian Recipes. Today I am perching on my sister's channel because I have something very important to share with you. From one beginner to another. Yes, I am still very much a beginner when it comes to sewing. Even though I've been sewing for a long time, I still don't know how to cut. I still don't feel confident cutting a lot of styles. And cutting is where the cocoa is when it comes to sewing. I decided to share this simple sewing experience with you so that you can start from there. By the time Chibu shares a how to sew a skirt, how to sew a gown video, you would have a soft landing because sewing involves a lot. So before you deal with all the mathematics of sewing styles for humans, you need to sew in straight lines. You need to sew bed sheets, pillowcases, blankets, throw pillows, and in this video I'm going to share how to sew a throw pillow. Whatever you do, if you are a real beginner, like beginner, I am begging you, do not skip practicing with something that requires you to only sew in straight lines. Easy cutting, not much math involved. Practice with that so that you gain some confidence before you jump into skirts, tops, gowns. Let's go. You will need a measuring tape, scissors, 16-inch long zips. The number of zips depends on the number of throw pillows you're sewing. Matching threads and other sewing tools. The throw pillow itself, I bought this one from a home decor shop. Then the fabrics. Even before buying the fabrics, I already had an idea of what I wanted. I knew I wanted a bold, colorful object in the middle of the throw pillow. So I went to the fabric shop and found this colorful fabric with a tree design. It could have been anything. It could have been animals. I just wanted a bold, colorful object. You can see that the tree has an outline, so it can easily be cut out. It's perfect for what I want. I bought the amount of fabric with enough number of trees for the number of throw pillows I was sewing. So I cut it out. You can see that I gave a space of about ½ centimeter outside the outline of the tree. That way, I can sew on that border instead of on the tree design itself, if that makes sense. This tree is different, but I am going to use both. I don't mind some of the throw pillows having a different tree. Measure the pillow. This tape has both centimeters and inches. You can use any unit you want. All that matters is that you're able to transfer the measurement you got from the pillow onto the fabric. To know how many yards of fabric you need, multiply the area of one pillow with the number of pillows you will make. This pillow measures 40 cm by 40 cm. It's a square pillow, which is about 15 inches by 15 inches. Leave some sewing allowance when measuring the fabric, like 1 inch on all sides. I have cut out a rectangular piece of fabric here. This is what I did. I measured double the length of the throw pillow, which is 30 inches plus 2 inches sewing allowance. That is 1 inch on either side, giving me a total of 32 inches length. For the width, I have 15 inches plus 2 inches sewing allowance. That is 1 inch on either side, giving me a total of 17 inches. Fold the fabric into two. The zip will be at this end. Place the tree cutout at the center and use office pins to hold it in place. Here I'm making sure that the tree is at the center. Do the same for all the pillows you sew, but I suggest that you start with one pillow first so that you're not overwhelmed. Then start sewing. To be doubly sure that there won't be any folds on the tree fabric when I'm done, I use a straight stitch to sew roughly around the cutout. Then change to zigzag stitch. For the neatest sewing, I want zigzag stitches that are close together. So I keep adjusting the settings on my machine till I get what I want. I first of all set it to zigzag stitch using the stitch selection dial. Then I use the stitch length dial to make them come close together. All these are explained in the parts of a sewing machine video that Chibo has already uploaded on her channel. Click the link that pops up on the screen right now to go and watch that video. You see, there are gaps in the first one. The stitches are closer in the middle one, while on the last one, the stitches are snug, much close together. That's the setting I want. Before sewing, I position the presser foot in such a way that the zigzag stitch will sew astride the edge of the cutout, like this. I use the reverse stitch button to secure the stitch at the beginning. When you get to a bend, you can lift the presser foot to position the fabric well. When you become more comfortable sewing around bends, you will be able to move the fabric about without stopping and lifting the presser foot, like this. But when you get to a corner like this, you will need to lift the presser foot. That's it for the cutout. Remove the rough straight line stitch because it has served its purpose. To sew the zip, measure out the sewing allowance. Sew a bit at the top, leave the gap for the zip and sew another bit at the bottom, like this. Sew a bit at the top, leave the gap for the zip and sew another bit at the bottom. For a neat sewing, we need to iron it at this time. This is how the zip will be sewn on. This is the view from the front. And from the back. With the good side above and the zip below, start sewing. It is good to make sure that the needle is inside the plate before lifting the needle clamp to turn the fabric around at the corners. Make sure the fabric laps with the other side before sewing. This is so that the zip will be well covered after sewing. Cut off the excess zip and secure that end with a zigzag stitch. Sew the two open ends. Like this. Measure to make sure everything is going according to plan. Turn it inside out. And poke out the corners with a pointed object. Iron very well. Dress up the throw pillow with the pillowcase. Zip it up and enjoy your throw pillow. Repeat the same for the rest of the pillows. Make yours, post and tag joyfulstitchesng on Instagram. Bye bye. See you next time. I have some simple beginner friendly sewing to share with you here. Good luck on your sewing journey.